We would be talking about the admission process today when it comes to Masters in Information Science Machine Learning program offered by University of Arizona. Of course, I will be helping you with the program details. With respect to what benefits do you have, what kind of scholarships are available, what kind of intakes are available, what is the benefit of applying right now, what kind of career outcomes you can expect from a program like this, the format that we have available for this program, about the university. We will talk a little bit about that as well. And then we will also understand, like I said, the application process and yourself as your student journey as well through this program. So, and like I said, that let's keep it as interactive as possible. Please let us know your questions, your profile. Have a word with our counselors who are currently available in the chat box to interact with you. Please put in your questions in the Q&A box, in the chat box, raise your hand. I will not be able to unmute you though. But yes, please put it all in the chat box. So let's get started without much ado. Once again, thank you all for joining us today. Myself, Shweta, I work for Great Learning. I had study abroad programs at Great Learning. Currently, the program that we have, a top program that we are talking about today, is a Masters in Information Science program from University of Arizona, which is one of the top 100 universities. Before I go ahead in the program, I must mention something about Great Learning, that at Great Learning, we only tie up with top universities, and we launch programs where we see there is a lot of gap when it comes to the demand and the supply with respect to the job market, because career outcome or your program outcome for you is important, and it's all the more important for us. What's going to be the career outcome after you invest your time and money in a program from, if you are investing in a program which is launched by Great Learning. So we specifically see to it that you get enough amount of assistance, and there are success metrics around it. Your aspirations are being fulfilled thoroughly, which is why we have partnered with the University of Arizona, and all the more University of Arizona decided to partner with us, because we have been delivering, we have been a top edtech company for more than a decade right now. We are part of Byju's group as well now. And we have been delivering online education in a very, very efficient manner for a very long time. Although this program that I'm talking about is not completely online education, we also have a hybrid program. Let's get to it in a moment. But this is in just about Great Learning and what we deliver to our students. We also have an alum, not alum, but an existing student rather, he also is joining us today, and he is part of this very program that we are talking about today, Mr. Prashant. He will be joining us shortly, and he will be sharing his experience as he's undergoing this journey. And he will be sharing some tips also with you. He will also be answering some of your queries. Students who are perhaps procrastinating right now, who are perhaps skeptical about going ahead with a master's degree in US, he will be able to answer a lot of your questions. So stay tuned through this program. So like I mentioned, this is Masters in Information Science with a focus, with an emphasis on machine learning. I am pretty sure most of you who have joined me today are pretty aware what exactly machine learning is all about, but let me still take you through it. Machine learning basically helps applications or softwares to become more accurate without having to program them very explicitly. They optimize the process, they optimize the applications in becoming more accurate. So you must have definitely heard about data science, where we build models, where we build algorithms in order to crunch the data and predict outcomes. But when you have to scale those models, when you have to help those models adapt with with real-time data, or as time passes, or at organizational level, that is where machine learning comes into picture. Right? So you do not have to, as the data is changing, you do not have to change the algorithm with time. The algorithm learns by itself using machine learning and artificial intelligence. Some of the top examples or applications of machine learning in today's world can definitely be speech recognition. It can definitely be face recognition, voice recognition, pattern recognition. It can also be fraud detection in the banking, banking domain. And there is also say if some of your students are coming from mechanical background, let me also mention that Tesla is also using machine learning very, very extensively, especially in developing those self-driven cars today. So there's a lot of application, real-time application in your real life all around you. Alexa, iPhone, Siri, all of this is basically applications of machine learning. So you can imagine that all the organizations are using data extensively in all the domains. Any domain you talk about banking, you talk about retail, you talk about, of course, IT, and all of them are using data, and machine learning is also becoming extensively a very prominent, wing of any top organization today, where they are looking for skilled professionals. And let me also mention at this point of time that there is so much demand, but when it comes to the number of those skilled professionals, those are very few. So this is a very right time if you want to enter the machine learning domain or want to make a career in data science or machine learning. There is a lot of demand globally and not just in US. Now, like I mentioned, that this program is available in 2 formats right now at Great Learning's end. And these formats are, one is completely online format and another is a hybrid format. Now, let me explain it to you. Completely online, I don't think I have to say much over there. Both the years are done online. It's a 2 years master's degree program. But when it comes to hybrid program, which is relatively a newer model, specifically for Indian markets. So let me take a minute and explain it to you. In hybrid model, this entire program is basically 30 credit points, 2 years degree program, master's degree program. And when you go through it via hybrid format, you do your first 15 credit points, which is basically your first year online. And then you move to USA to finish your next 15 or last 15 credits or second year of the program on the US campus. The campus, I'm talking about University of Arizona campus, which is basically in Tucson, Arizona. Wonderful place. I'll tell you a little bit about the location also. So the advantage over here is in the first year right now, maybe many of you are working professionals. This program is very well designed for working professionals as well as freshers. So if you are a working professional, you do not have to disrupt your ongoing life much right now if you want to pursue the hybrid format without having to disrupt or without having to, without actually quitting your current job. You can get started with the learning journey, your learning experience through this program. And only 1 year down the line, when you're moving to US, you have to quit your job and move to US campus and get your on-campus experience as well. The degree that you receive at the end of this program, let me also tell you, that's not a hybrid degree. Many students come up with this question that, okay, am I going to get a hybrid degree? Am I going to be treated differently from the other students who are going to be on the US campus? The organizations, are they going to give me same opportunities as they're giving to full-time students who are going to US from the day one? So the answer is yes. It's exactly the same experience. The curriculum is entirely the same. The degree that you would be getting at the end of the program is exactly the same degree that you would be getting if you're going to US campus on the day one. The degree nowhere mentions that this is a hybrid degree. It's just a format which is hybrid. And let me also tell you, when you go to US campus, you merge with the rest of the batch over there who has been, they must be undergoing the program since day one, and you merge with them. So there is, organizations also, when you go for job interviews, they don't treat you any differently, because what matters to them is the skills that you have. What matters to them is the faculty who has delivered the education to you, the pedigree that you have in terms of the institution, and also the degree, obviously. And like I mentioned, in this program, the degree that you're getting is exactly the same. Degree certificate does not mention hybrid at all. Degree certificate does not even mention great learning. So you do become a bona fide alumni of University of Arizona, which is one of the top 100 universities globally as per US News and World Report. So this is about the hybrid format. If you have any questions with respect to the format, this is your opportunity. Please put it in the chat box and we will be able to get to it. Now, why are we talking so extensively about hybrid format when there is online format available and when there is also on-campus, completely on-campus format available? So these are some of the benefits that you have out of hybrid format. First and foremost, it's very, very cost effective. You see, the entire program fees is basically almost half of what you would be paying if you go to campus directly from day one without compromising on the outcome of the program or the delivery or the quality of the program, you get to save a lot of money, right? So first is tuition fees, which I just mentioned is almost half of what you would be paying on the campus. Plus, you see, when you go to US as a student for 2 years, you get to bear the living expenses as a student for 2 years, right? Which is going to be, say, about 36,000 US dollars. Let me also show you this table over here. But here in this program, because you're going to be in US as a student for 1 year instead of 2 years, your living expenses are also cut down to half. So instead of 36,000, you would be spending about 18,000, right? In addition to that, like I mentioned, in the first year, you earn and learn at the same time. So if you guys are working professionals, you have, you are already earning, you are already getting your salary. So that is an opportunity cost which you do not have to bear if you're going via hybrid programs. So you keep getting your salary, which is certainly going to help you in the second year when you are in the US, right? So it helps you sustain over there as a student also in the second year. So overall, if you do your calculation, you will get to see that you are saving up to 55 lakhs in Indian currency, again, without compromising on any of the outcome or your entire experience with respect to the program. Apart from it being highly cost effective, like I mentioned that, you earn and learn at the same time, there is another benefit of it. If you're working, say, in a data science domain or in a data analytics domain, you attend the classes, and then, if you learn something in a class, in the session with the faculty, and you go back to work and you try to implement it, say you run into an error, you go back to the faculty and you ask again that, what, I tried this concept, but it didn't work for me, or maybe I applied it wrongly, and they guide you again. So you see, there is a lot of real-time practical application happening while you are undergoing the program. So that also helps you cement or deepen your entire understanding, or your entire grasping of the concepts is going to be much better than just learning in a classroom. And another thing is, this is a STEM degree program. Because it's a STEM degree program, you become eligible for STEM OPT. Now, what is OPT? OPT is basically optional practical training. Some of you who have been researching for master's degrees in US would already know what is exactly OPT is. It's basically, your temporary work visa, where after finishing the program, you will get to work in the US. Generally, OPT is 12 months duration, but because this is a STEM degree program, you can apply for 2 more years of extension, which makes you eligible for up to 3 years of OPT in the US. Now, the rule around OPT is that you have to spend 2 consecutive semesters in the US to become eligible for OPT. And in this program, what did I tell you in the beginning regarding hybrid format? That you do your first year over here in India or wherever you are online. And then for the second year, you go to campus, right? So you do spend 2 consecutive semesters, either spring followed by fall or fall followed by spring on the campus, which makes you eligible for OPT, right? And when you are in OPT, you, with the help of your employer, you can certainly apply for your H-1B visa, which is basically, again, work visa, and then you keep getting it extended. Some of you can also, who are looking for, say, green card in the US, they can also apply during OPT duration. So get in touch with us if you want to know more about us, or you can also research on Google about this. There is no GRE requirement for this program. There is no English proficiency test score requirement as well to apply for this program. These two are waived off by the university. All right. In addition to that, there is no application fees as well, because this program is associated with Great Learning, and there is no application fees for this program. So you can certainly go ahead and apply immediately. What do you need? What do you need to apply? You need your CV, you need your 2 LORs, which is letters of recommendation, you need an SOP, and our team is going to help you develop all these, SOPs, and they're also going to help you with the LORs as well. And then apart from this, you would need your transcripts, which you might be already having. We have an upcoming intake, which is starting in the month of March, the end of March, and the application deadline is till 10th of March. All right. So, but like I said, that most of the documents that you need to apply for this program are already with you. Maybe you are struggling with SOP, and like I said, that Great Learning team, admissions team will help you get there. There is a very, if you look at, talking about going to US, there are certain challenges that one has to deal with if they are going to US or any other foreign country for that matter. As a student, you see, First, you have to get adjusted with the pedagogy. You have to get adjusted with the culture of a different place. You have to get adjusted with the curriculum. You have to get adjusted with the finding accommodation, the weather, a lot of other things, right? When you go through a program like this in a hybrid format, what happens is you are dealing with all these challenges in phases. So you see, in the first year, you are given ample amount of time to just get adjusted with the pedagogy, to just get adjusted with the curriculum, the foundation concepts, all of that. And in the second year, when you're in the US, that is when by that time you're already pretty settled with how the curriculum goes, how the assessments are done, how the faculty teaches. And in the second year, you deal with your rest of the challenges, which is maybe finding the accommodation, getting adjusted with the weather, the culture, all of that. But let me also tell you, in the first year itself, you will be getting a lot of assistance from International Student Services, University of Arizona. They will be sharing links with you in order to help you find accommodation in the first year itself. Before you even land in the US, you will have a good amount of idea how much it's going to cost me, where am I going to find my accommodation, whether it's going to be on campus or off campus, and how I'm going to make the most of my entire journey. So this is that is what the point talks about. It's basically very smooth transition and adaptation for you through a hybrid journey, right? In addition to all of this, we also have great learning advantage. Now, what exactly is great learning advantage? Great learning, first of all, we are helping you with the entire admission process. We have counselors who will sit with you, help you apply for the program, help you refine your SOPs, help you get the right set of documents from your universities if that is necessary, expedite the entire application process and getting the offer letter from the university, because we work very, very closely with the university. After you get admitted in the program, Great Learning team also helps you get your I-20 on time. All right. And using that I-20, we also help you with your visa process. We guide you on where to go, how to book a visa appointment. We prepare you for the visa interviews as well, by conducting quite a few mock interview sessions for yourself. Maybe share a list of questions which you could be asked. In your specific case, what kind of questions can be asked? We prepare you for that entire process. In addition to that, we also have a program team, and that program team helps you have a very smooth journey, especially in your first year. So we make sure that you do not face any technical difficulties when you're attending your classes online in the first year. Second year, you want to be on the campus and the university team assists you further. But in the first year, Great Learning sees to it that you're not facing any technical difficulties. You're not even facing any, content related difficulty for that matter. So there are live sessions. Maybe if you miss a session, all the sessions are recorded and kept in a repository on our learning management system. So you get to revisit the sessions as many times as you would like. For example, some concept was not very clear for you. Our team reaches out to you and asks you, do you need extra sessions? Do you need doubt clearing sessions? Do you need an industry expert to come and explain the same concept from a practical point of view? All of this is arranged for our learners by Great Learning's program team. And we also have very good faculty available at our end, in addition to University of Arizona faculty who will be delivering the lectures to you. So we arrange for all this extra and, ensures that you are maintaining certain GPA through the program, your projects are submitted on time, your assignments are done on time, you're performing through the program, you're not facing any difficulty at your end with respect to your work and learning at the same time. So this is what our assistance to you, which in the long term, let me tell you, is very, very helpful. And I'm just hoping that when Mr. Prashant joins us, who's our existing learner, he will be able to share his real-time experience with respect to, his experience with Great Learning program team actually. Now, students who are here, who have joined us today, I am hoping that they would already know why studying in US could be really, really life-changing and a rewarding experience for them. First and foremost, let's talk about the quality of education and the kind of universities, top universities, some of the top universities exist in US. The quality of education is definitely way better than most of the countries in the world. And also the number of students to, US has been attracting for years together. That also ensures that you already have a student community in the US. You already have an Indian community in the US, if that is what you are looking for. If you are a technical job or technical professional, there are so many opportunities. Some of the leading organizations, world leaders, are existing in the US right now. So the number of opportunities you have in terms of jobs, in terms of career, and also salary standards, for that matter, salary standards are one of the highest in US. So your entire experience and the outcome that you are expecting out of your investment of your time and money, is going to be completely worth it if you choose US as your destination for your education and career. Now, these are some of the facts from University of Arizona. Like I have been telling you, that this is one of the top universities in the US. It's among top 100 universities globally by US News and World Report. This is also a public research institution. Many of you might be interested in engaging in research, maybe later post the master's degree program, maybe are looking for PhD programs, maybe are looking to work with the faculty very closely on research projects. So let me tell you that University of Arizona works very closely with NASA as well. On some of their research projects, University of Arizona works exclusively with NASA. For example, they are also working on a telescope called James Webb Telescope for NASA. So this is the kind of associations that they have, and that is why some of you who are interested in research-based projects, this perhaps could be a very good destination for you. And in terms of universities ranking, we already talked about, it's also a very old university. It was established even before Arizona was a state. So it was established in 1880s, and you can imagine the number of students who have gone to University of Arizona up until now and have graduated from this university. So there is a sprawling, huge alumni network, and it helps you because you get access to this entire alumni network, and you can get in touch with the people who have perhaps pursued the same journey as yourself. You can perhaps take advice from them, suggestions from them in terms of what kind of electives you should be choosing in order to, again, make the most of your journey with respect to your vision for your career, how you're looking at it. If you want to work in a particular industry or a particular organization, what kind of profile you should be developing in order to be, shortlisted by them. So a lot of information exchange, which can certainly optimize your entire journey, is possible because of the huge alumni network. Many of these alumni are actually sitting at top positions in leading organizations. That also further refines your chances when it comes to, getting your resume shortlisted by these top organizations versus, other people. So if you carry the same pedigree, it obviously helps. This is about, in gist about University of Arizona, which is actually located in Tucson, Arizona. And as I was telling you earlier, that Tucson is a very vibrant place, warm weather. So students who are going there from India will find it very easy to adapt with, multiple hiking place, a lot of Indian students community. And in addition to that, the leading organizations who have already made Tucson as their base, and Boeing is, by the way, one of them. So it's a huge university campus in Tucson where everything is available around 1.5 kilometers. And there are bikes available. So, what you spend on your commute is practically zero. And also this is basically located in southwestern US, and it shares borders with New Mexico. So you have a lot of opportunities. It shares borders with California also. And also when it comes to living expenses, it's not very expensive. You get all kind of food as well, if that is what you're looking for. Some of the rankings of the university, which we just talked about. These are some of the pictures of the campus. If you get in touch with our counselors, we will be able to give you a virtual tour of the campus. Maybe will help you understand the location of the campus better. Now, this is a sneak peek into our program curriculum. You see here in this program, this is a very in-depth curriculum that we have developed with University of Arizona. When it comes to machine learning, so basically let's start with, how data mining or data engineers, what they work on. And then after that, data science comes into picture. And then your machine learning, which is much more refined, like I said, that, helping applications and optimizing with prediction, outcome prediction. So there is an entire journey, right? So our curriculum basically deals with that entire journey and not just machine learning. So for example, if tomorrow, if you want to be an entrepreneur and want to have your own organization, you need to have basics of all the entire data cycle, right? That's certainly going to help you in managing teams better. So this kind of curriculum deals with data mining, which is basically, let's talk about like collecting data, cleaning up data, warehousing data, after that, developing those data science models, after that, helping those models adapt with real-time data, right? So it takes care of the entire curriculum, takes care of the entire cycle that you need to know. Plus, there are some very industry relevant components in this curriculum. For example, cloud computing. Cloud computing is one of the most important skills today in the industry today. So this curriculum also includes that. And then if you can see, there is something called as pre-course requisites, right? There is a pre-course work, course 0. So this is something which we provide to our learners before even the program starts. And this helps you get or refresh your basics of statistics, mathematics, and even programming language before even the program starts. So, you're absolutely ready and set to get started with the learning. In addition to this entire curriculum that we have also devised an extra learning package, absolutely complementary to this curriculum and absolutely free of cost for the learners who are enrolling in the program right now. And this extra learning package has about 28 hours of learning, covering topics like SQL basics, covering topics like KNIME, which is an analytics platform, very latest. It includes RapidMiner. It includes, explorating data using Excel. So a lot of things which are not part of this curriculum, but which is very, very helpful if you are looking for jobs later, and it's going to be complementary, absolutely, in addition to this curriculum. Now, this curriculum also has, you can see, neural networks, artificial intelligence, and machine learning. And there is something called this capstone project, which is mandatory part of this curriculum. Capstone project is extremely important and absolutely tells your employer when you're going for a job interview, when you mention it on your resume, that you are extremely employable and you are not someone who has just sit in the classroom and maybe just have gone through the theory, but you also know how to implement those concepts that you have learned in a practical atmosphere, in a real-time atmosphere rather. The problem statements which are shared with the students in the capstone project are as real and as latest as it can get. I mean, perhaps a problem which was solved by Microsoft employees 2 months ago is what is shared with the students. So the entire curriculum is very hands-on. It's very work integrated. You would be working on a lot of projects, a lot of assignments. And like I said, that it's very industry relevant, which makes you very employable right after the program. So searching for a job in your dream organization is not going to be difficult at all after going through a curriculum like this. At this point of time, I'd like to see if Mr. Prashant has already joined us.
I'm here.
Hi, Prashant. How are you?
Well, it's a Saturday. I can't complain.
Thank you so much, first of all, for joining us on a weekend. Actually, you've been really, really kind to accept this invitation and agree on sharing your learnings or sharing your tips also with our prospects who are looking forward to go through this program now. So a quick introduction for Mr. Prashant. Like I mentioned, he is an existing learner and who's undergoing Masters in Information Science Machine Learning offered by University of Arizona, the very program that we are talking about. Although Mr. Prashant is going through this program in a completely online format, but the curriculum is pretty similar, like I said, and he is basically a learning experience specialist at PayPal with more than 15 years of experience. So first, again, Mr. Prashant, thank you so much for joining us. And I have, to get started, I have a couple of questions for you, if I may.
Sure.
Wonderful. So firstly, I would like to know, why did you choose this program to, as your master's degree?
It's a great question, right? And I have two quick answers for that. The first one is, I was beginning to feel that I needed a fresh change in my career, right? I deal with a lot of visualizations. I provide insights to the business based on the data they, the providers. We also discuss about patterns, but I haven't really gotten hands-on with how it's done. I want to see for myself, how is it done? I mean, what's clustering and how does these things work together? And I want to play around with it myself. So it got me interested. One, and then second, I also noticed that well, there are good career opportunities in my area as well, but looks like there's an explosion in this area, right? And I want really go ahead and use that opportunity, see if I can progress a little bit more in that zone. So that's why. So those are the two reasons.
Thank you very much. And how has your experience been up until now with respect to the curriculum of this program and the delivery by University of Arizona?
So Shweta, my concern was that how, I think most people ask this question. I've asked this so many times, right? And how basic are you going to get in this one, right? And where is this going to start? At least for me, right? I would like to know how basic is this. So when and plus I'm known to be a risk taker, so I sometimes dive in if I have the faith, right? So I did have the faith initially. I jumped in. I noticed that the University of Arizona professor who led our class started off with basic definitions, which was fantastic, right? Now here I am, raising my hand now and then, right, to get my answers, because it's the right time. I don't want to, I'm getting back into the education zone after a while, right? I'm almost kind of mid-manager level in my career already. So I don't want to hold back, or I don't want to think that my questions are stupid, like I thought many years ago. So starting with the basics was very important. So I think I love that. So going on the second course, I think we are still progressing the same way. So it's not changed. So that's been very impressive. Wait, did I already answer your question?
Yes, very much. I'm really happy to hear that classes are happening absolutely from basic, because we also, there are a lot of students who are not from a computer science background and are looking for a career change right now. Maybe what you just shared is going to be really helpful for them. Students who are coming from a mechanical background, or say a BCom background, and are looking for this change right now. If things are being taught to them from very basics, and if they are able to, if they are being encouraged to ask their questions also, I think that's going to be really is going to be a huge change in their entire learning experience. Also, would you like to also let us know about the pre-course work that you might have also received from Great Learning for this program? Was it helpful?
It was helpful, but because of my circumstances and the time I joined, I wasn't actually able to get into the whole thing pre to the course. So I was almost doing it along with the course. Now I'll just be really open about it, because I know folks here are here to listen to the honest opinions here. So I felt that I don't come from a hard coding background as such, and I've coded, but it's not like I've done that all my life. So for me to complete assignments on Python coding, if the assignments weren't presented the way they were by Great Learning, it would have been slightly challenging. I'll tell you why. The cool part about it is it says, and I was really happy to see that it was more about completing the code. So there is a lead into the assignment, right? Which lets so if you go through it a little bit, you understand what the code is. Of course, and then the pre-work helps you out a little bit. Of course, then there are other things such as videos and stuff like that. Then of course you have the lectures. So once you've gone through all that, so you understand the lead into the assignment, and then you can actually work by yourself. And without that lead in, if there was a really cold assignment thrown at me, right, that would be somewhat, for me at least, it would be slightly demotivating. But it's never happened. Right from the beginning, I've been very, very motivated. I've really jumped into the assignment, and by the time I'm done with it, I kind of reassure myself that, okay, well, you did a good job taking this course, right? Because you still question, in initial stages, you question yourself, right? Is this the right thing for me? Am I old enough? Am I too old for this or whatever? But no, I think that went very well. So I like the format it's done in. I like the fact that you are able to raise tickets and you are able to get into something called a community where you put in your questions. You have folks who talk about it. Also, there's something I'll tell you. Great Learning and UFA have done a great job in picking the cohort. I think they do it each time, but I want to really brag about my cohort, right? So they've really picked great folks who are very serious about their career. We have, well, don't mention it to anybody. We have a WhatsApp group with the Great Learning Coordinator in it and without the Great Learning Coordinator in it. Okay. The one in the without, we talk a lot about career development, skill set required. We also talk about, how this specific, concept is used in my industry. For example, I was telling them that, a lot of machine learning is used in my company for fraud detection, right? And then somebody was saying that, one of the persons from the UAE was saying that they use the same concept for, retailing. Kind of bundling up things together, offering deals and stuff like that. So very, very great to hear that. Good, in real time, great exchanges. So I like that part also. So the cohort is great. The curriculum.
I think this is the important point that you just talked about. I'm sorry to interrupt you with over there. I think that's the main difference. One of the main differences when you apply to a good university, a top ranking university, because the peer group that you study with is also at certain level. That is
Did we lose Shweta there, or is it just me?
I can hear you now.
Okay, you're there. You're frozen. Okay. Sorry.
Oh, I'm so sorry about this. Yeah, so I was actually talking about the peer group, which university, a top university chooses, and then how it helps learners in, learning from each other, a mutual learning atmosphere that gets created. And especially when people are coming from different walks of life, like some of them must be absolutely freshers. Some of them would be like, 10 years of experience, 15 years of experience, like yourself, coming from different backgrounds altogether. And like I was just talking about in the beginning of this session, that how machine learning is being used in more than one domain today. So, you are coming from a learning background altogether. There are people from banking, and then you were talking about your colleague who's coming from a retail background. So a lot of applications that you guys discuss, and maybe career opportunities too can be discussed with each other.
Yep, absolutely. Very well put there, Shweta. Absolutely.
Right.
The only other point I thought I'll touch was, I think it really works well, for the folks on this call to prioritize things, right? I have set, I cannot do 1 hour a day. That's not me, right? I've set aside Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and I'll do that in the morning. I'm a family man. I got kids and I have other things to do. So I'll get this done by the end of Sunday morning, right? Assignments, quizzes, whatever that is. And I will not touch it throughout the week. Again, I go back to it only on Friday. Of course, I will watch a lesson here and there, lecture here and there, just to refresh my memory when it comes to something to do with work and all that. But otherwise, prioritization is important. You cannot have this all over the place if you're working, and that might just lead to, just mix up of things. But it's your call though. However you want to do it.
Right, which is why I also tell the learners, Prashant, that apply early, get the result early, so that you have time to customize your life, because you are getting into a master's degree. And I often tell people that don't think that first year is going to be online for hybrid learners. Then it's going to be you will be able to sail through it without really having to put any effort. That's not going to be the case, because the degree that you're getting at the end of the program is exactly the same degree as any other student who's going to the campus since the day one, which is why the rigor of the program is not diluted at any point of time. And you will have to put in effort. You will, like you said, you will have to put in those hours aside based on how your lifestyle is. And you would need time to adjust your lifestyle as per the program, which is why it's all the more important for you to make your decision faster, get into the program, work on your lifestyle, and then get started with the learning.
Absolutely. Very well put.
Mr. Prashant, would you also like to maybe tell us that how we were just talking about the first year being online? Was it an engaging experience, or was it something like that I am doing it, or does it feel like that I'm only doing it like part-time? Or is it like, although I attend live sessions only over the weekends, but even through the week, there is stuff for me to work on. There are other, recorded material for me to absorb. There are projects for me to work on. So has it been an engaging experience or not is what I would like to know.
Yes, it's been an engaging experience. See, primarily for me though, right? I feel it's a lot of people here probably feel the same way. You're here because you're interested, correct? And I sometimes will, over the week, maybe on the during lunchtime, maybe I'll just open up a YouTube video and look at some of the advances in a specific concept, right? So that's how you'll remain in touch, because you're learning something brand new. One plus, the UFA lectures you have to catch up with. You can probably spend about half an hour, 45 minutes a day. However, I don't do assignments every day. I keep it for the weekend. Then really impressive industry expert sessions, like Shweta had mentioned. They're recorded and they're available in their LMS, which the way I use it is I'll go back to the industry session, and in industry session is like they're like live coding. They're using a massive data set and working on that. They're applying a specific concept. So I'll go back and kind of view those pieces, come back and use it in my work, right? So that is also very useful to do that. Then there is quizzes. Quizzes is my favorite because it kind of gives you a quick boost. Takes about 20 minutes or so, but still adds to your assessment. And then there is a weekly assignment as well, which you will have to submit by Monday night. And I usually get that done by Saturday night or Sunday morning. And so that keeps it going. Plus, I think staying in touch with the cohort and making sure that you are somewhat in sync with everybody also really helps.
Wonderful.
So I think answers your question, right, Shweta? The engagement
Absolutely.
bit. I think all of those pieces add to the engagement is what I think. So.
No, absolutely. Thank you so much, Prashant. And along with that engagement bit, you also shared some very useful tips for our learners at how they should be actually, managing if they're getting into a program like this. It's absolutely engaging, yet it's absolutely manageable as well. So if you are a working professional and like Prashant, if you are also having a family, kids, then also as long as you have made up your mind and you are able to put aside those hours that Prashant was talking about, you certainly will be able to sail through the program and maybe, come out with flying colors with all the assistance that we also provide at Great Learning. Thank you so much, Prashant.
Not a problem. I've seen a hand up. I don't know if there's a question for you or me, but I'm happy to answer if it's for me. So.
Yes. Which question are you referring to? No, Mr. Prashant, you're on mute. I can't hear you.
Sorry, Srisha or somebody was, I think they put their hand up when we were speaking, but I don't know if they still have that question.
All right. So in case anybody is having a question, please put it in the Q&A box. And they are being constantly answered by my colleague Gurkiran over here. But we will not be able to unmute you guys. I'm so sorry about it. It might get a little chaotic if we do that. But like I said, that please put it in the chat box and Q&A as well, and we shall be able to get to it. There is no entrance exam interview to get shortlisted through this program. We will talk about the eligibility requirement just in a bit. So I'll go ahead. Thank you so much once again, Mr. Prashant, for all the tips that you shared. I'll maybe take it ahead with the more details on the hybrid program and students if they want to know about how they go to US post a program like this. So,
well, thank you so much for having me. I'm going to drop now. I'll go back and see what the kids are up to. But great talk. I really love the way you describe the campus. I'm super inclined to ask whether I may, but I don't think I have the time for it. So, but good luck to everybody on the call. And I really wish that you guys see your dream come true soon. So thank you guys. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much, Mr. Prashant. It was lovely talking to you. Thank you so much. Have a good day. Bye-bye. All right. So I hope this was extremely insightful, and it was very kind of Mr. Prashant to actually share his honest tips and feedback with us on the program. Now, in the second year of this program, students who are going for hybrid format, they will be on the US campus, and then they will be able to avail the part-time work on the US campus. Now, when you're going to be on F1 visa, which is student visa, you are allowed to work on campus for up to 20 hours during your university sessions. And when there is a semester break, you can work full time, which is going to be about 35-40 hours per week. So it depends upon you. And then there are job opportunities available like a RA, which is research assistants, like a TA, which is teaching assistants. There is a number of jobs available in the library, as a freelance designer, as a production assistant. Then you can work, you can maybe handle university social media. You can work in the dining room. There are multiple job roles available, and you will have access to all of that even in the first year. So there is a platform called Handshake, and you will be given access to that, and you will be able to see all these job listings, how to apply to them, how will you be able to join or take up a job like this when you are on the campus in the second year. All this assistance will be provided to you. Okay. Now let's get to the most important part of this session, which is basically about the career assistance. Many of you who are thinking about investing your time and money in a master's degree program like this need to definitely know how it helps you in the future. Now, University of Arizona, being a top university, provides you a very extensive career assistance, and they definitely boast an employment rate of 92%. Now, this career assistance is provided to you in multiple formats, and these are some of the portals that you will have access to, which is part of your career assistance. There is something called as Bear Down Network, which is basically your alumni network from University of Arizona. A few slides ago, we were talking about the sprawling network, and you will have access to the entire network. It's a digital network. You will have access to it since the day one in the program. You will be able to get in touch with the alumni where maybe the profile of yours and that alumni was very similar. You will be able to take suggestions from them. They also post about the jobs from their respective organizations. So it also works like a job board, the alumni network. There is a mentor society. Again, industry experts are there where you will be able to get some, guidance from them with respect to how you should be going about your journey, about electives, about organizations. And then there is something called as Life Lab. Now, Life Lab basically, especially for freshers, who do not have much of an idea how to present themselves in the job world out there, and especially in US, where the work culture is very different, where maybe the work ethics and the way interviews happen, the way organizations treat you, all that is very different these days. A lot of interviews happen digitally. So what kind of format is that? How you should be preparing for that? How your resume should look? How your LinkedIn profile should look? All of that help is provided to you by the university's experts in this. Also, university conducts quite a few career fairs on semester basis. So when you are in the second year, when you are on the campus, you will be able to physically participate in these career fairs. And there are some of the top recruitment partners of University of Arizona is basically Tesla, Boeing, like I was talking about, some financial institutions as well, like American Express and Goldman Sachs, and then heavy engineering companies, and then IT companies. So they all participate in these career fairs to recruit students from University of Arizona. So you should definitely not be worried. We talked about how curriculum makes you very industry relevant, how latest it is, how much practical exposure you're going to get through this curriculum. And anyway, in the first year of the program, you're absolutely allowed to either continue with your current jobs or maybe take up a job. So you will have that at least 1 year of experience as well, which is going to come handy when you are in the US job market. And in addition to all of this all access, when it comes to career resources, is provided to you by the university themselves. These are some of the, career paths that one can perhaps explore post a program like this. Like I mentioned, this program is a very detailed program when it comes to data life cycle, starting from mining to data science to machine learning. If you look at the curriculum, you will find it very similar to a data science curriculum, with, of course, with an exclusive emphasis on machine learning. So you can certainly explore a career path as data scientist as well. And definitely there is machine learning engineer, which is one of the topmost, very highly paid niche skills And we have mentioned some of the salary packages over here. These are very latest, and we have taken them up from Pay Scale, which is which is the legit website when it comes to jobs in the US. So this is what you will have access to. So you can certainly calculate at this point of time the return on your investment through this program. We already talked about the fee. The total fee for the program is 34,000 US dollars, which is divided between the first year and the second year. When you're getting in touch with us, we will be able to help you with the payment plan as well. We also have financial assistance available with Gyandhan, which is one of our financial partners for education loan. Any of you who are looking for education loans, our counselors will be able to help you with that as well. Now, talking about the eligibility criteria for this program, you need a total of 120 credit points in your past education. It is not about 3-year degree program. It is not about 4-year degree program. All we are looking for is 120 credit points. And you might not be able to calculate it at your end, but if you share your transcripts with our counselors, we will be able to tell you whether you're eligible for the program or not. We also look for a CGPA of 3/4. In case you have anything less than 3, we will be able to work out for you maybe through an NDS category. Again, that's a separate discussion. So please get in touch with us if you want to know about your chances of selection through a University of Arizona. Then let's talk about the admission process right now. Again, let me remind you that we have our upcoming batch starting in the month of March. The first component is going to be online component. So you do not have to make any major changes in your life. If you want to start with the hybrid format, you can get started with basic documents that I just talked about, which is your CV, 2 LORs, transcripts, and SOP. Now, at this point of time, I'm going to invite my colleague Gurkiran to quickly take you through the application process and how it can be done really, really fast. Gurkiran, are you here?
Hi, Shweta. Yes.
Hi.
Hi, everyone. Good evening.
Good evening, Gurkiran. May we please request your help in seeing the, the university admission portal, application portal, grad app, and then what all are the important things? If you can share some insights over there by sharing your screen, please.
Sure. Please confirm if my screen is visible.
Not, yeah, now it is. Thank you.
Great. So we have our grad app, which is university's portal, which allows us to submit our applications. When the initial step would be creating our grad app account. I'll just log into the one that I have created. You can create an account, create your password. Moving forward, firstly, you will be asked to create your profile by submitting it in your basic details, personal information, education history, where you will be uploading all your academic documents. You would be requiring all your semester mark sheets clubbed in one PDF. Secondly, you will be requiring your final degree. And post that, once you fill in all these basic details, as you'll be doing first year online, you would not require to upload any of your immigration details or your passport here as of now. Just filling in your personal information and education history, you can move forward. And post that, you can go ahead, apply to a program. By clicking on apply to a program, we can start with our application process for the specific program that we'll be doing first year online by selecting Arizona International Micro Campus. Initially, our location will be online considering the first year we are doing online, and this would be a degree seeking category that we'll be applying for. Our program of study would be Information MS Machine Learning. And considering we have our cohort that we are open up with spring 2023, summer we choose spring as of now. The semester once we choose, the dual degree we can skip, and program affiliation here is where you have to choose Great Learning as your option. And we can proceed ahead with the next step. Post our basic information, as I already have my application submitted, so I will not be able to go ahead, but I will definitely show you how we can proceed ahead with the next steps. Post we fill up the basic information about the course that we're applying to, the semester that we're applying for. We will have an application checklist, which will ask us to upload our statement of purpose, which should be a 750 to 1,000 words, and we will be helping you write, and by reviewing your SOP, we will be helping you submit the final one, which would be in a PDF format. Further to that, there will be a couple of supplemental questions to be answered, and uploading the recommenders who will be helping us with the letter of recommendation for this program. We will initially be asked to just fill in the basic details of our recommender. Once we add the recommender details, which would require our recommender's name, recommender's title position, recommender's department, company, email, phone number. Once we add the recommender, we'll be able to send an email, and the university will send this email to your recommender, and they will be able to upload a letter for you. So these will be the 3 documents that we'd be requiring: your statement of purpose, letter of recommendation, and your updated resume, which shall be uploaded in your supplemental questions. Okay. Post this, we can review our application, as the application fees for this particular program, which is $90, has been already waived off. You need not to pay anything for your application. Once we review our application with the program that we are applying to, the term that we are applying for, campus, location, fees is already paid, its affiliation with Great Learning, and we can submit this application free of cost, which will allow the university to evaluate our documents and get back to us with the offer letter.
Thank you so much, Gurkiran. So that sums up the process, but you do not have to worry about remembering all of this, because whenever you want to apply, you can get in touch with our counselors by going to our program page as well. On Great Learning website, you can see there is something called a study abroad, and you can go over there to get in touch with us, and we will be able to block time with you over a Zoom call like this to help you submit the application so that you do not make any mistakes and everything is crystal clear for you. This was just to introduce you with the platform and how easy it is and how fast it can be actually done for you. Now, at this point of time, let me also mention again about our upcoming intake, which is basically batch is going to start on March 27th, and our applications are open till March 10th. I know that March 10th seems like really around the corner, but at the same time, as Gurkiran just took you through the application process, it's very simple and can be finished in half an hour of your time. Before that, if you want to get in touch with us to understand your eligibility in details and to understand your transcripts in detail, we can help you do that. Now, let me also tell you what are the advantages of applying for the upcoming batch, all right? First and foremost, you should understand that right now, when it comes to the machine learning and the data science job market, is huge right now. And why shouldn't you be making, use of an opportunity which is right now very, very hot and available at your disposal? So before the market size becomes smaller, get into it, get started with your learning experience, and become part of the the career opportunities which are available right now in the US and globally. That's first thing. Second thing, most of you who have been perhaps looking forward to go to US since a long time, maybe were waiting for your visas, maybe were waiting for the GRE scores, were waiting to apply to the universities. As you are all aware that when it comes to good universities, most of the universities have already finished their deadline for fall intake as well. So if you want to apply to a direct program in a top university in the US, you will not be able to apply for the fall intake 2023. You will only be able to apply for spring 2024, right? So in this program also, if you get started in March, you get to go to US campus in January 2024. And by that time, you wouldn't have wasted your time. Instead, you would have finished half of your program before you even reach US. So you you start early, you finish early in the US. And like I said, that, you get to come to the good part, which is basically your career part, career outcome part. In this program, you start in March, you finish your first 15 credit points by the end of November. December is basically the time when you work on your travel arrangements, and January is when you begin your classes in the US. So this perhaps is the fastest method for you to get to US campus and get work towards finishing your entire education journey. Let me also tell you one more benefit when it comes to the hybrid program. So when you apply for direct programs with university, the visa acceptance charges are always dicey. Reason being that for the visa interviewer, there are not much of ways for him to figure out your eligibility or figure out your intent as a student. There are many students who use, education as a gateway into the country, and after they have entered the country, they go absconding or they switch universities, maybe go to a cheaper university, all those things, which is why visa interviewers are very, very strict when they are assessing a profile. Now, in this program, you look at it, you actually go for visa interview when you have already begun your journey in the program. So you definitely appear much serious as a student who has gotten an offer letter from a top university, who's been performing in the program, has already taken up a few credits, and is going to US to finish their education more than beginning their education. So your intent as a student is very clear. Your eligibility as a student who will be able to finish this program is also very stronger, because you would have already received a couple of transcripts from the university for a couple of credits before you actually reach for your visa interview. So and also your financial eligibility, because you get your I-20 from the university only after submitting your financial documents. So that is also very clear to the visa interviewer that you're financially eligible, academically eligible, and intent is also very serious as a student. So you're getting a visa through a program like this is definitely better chances than a direct program. And another thing I already talked about, that we are offering an extra learning package, which is in complement to the curriculum that you would be studying, which is not these things. If you actually go to universities and take these courses as electives, you will have to pay extra. But here you're getting it absolutely free of cost from Great Learning. It's a very value added package. We will be able to tell you more about this learning package if you get in touch with us. So that is another benefit. And some of you have been asking questions on the scholarships. So let me tell you, there is a $2,000 benefit available through this program, depending upon the payment plan that you choose in the first year. So that is your scholarship, and we again will be able to tell you more about it once we maybe have your basic documents and once you're getting in touch with us. So there is scholarship available, there is extra learning package available, there is definitely, getting to US faster, which is also a method, which is, this program is a method to do that. And then definitely we talked about how Great Learning is going to help you in the entire process, starting from the admissions, the visa, the learning journey, and all of that. Once you are in the US, you will be under International Student Services of University of Arizona, and they will be taking care of your entire learning experience in the US in your second year. I am absolutely open for questions right now, and we have quite a few. Gurkina, would you like to please help me with the questions? Any common questions that you have been answering?
Sure. So we have been getting a lot of questions with respect to the eligibility and the scholarships that you've already answered, but would request everyone to reach out to us on the given number so that we can help them post going through their transcripts, understanding their degrees, what they've done, going through their marks that they've secured. We'll be able to help them further with the eligibility better.
Perfect. And also many of you are still asking whether there is any English proficiency, any IELTS score, any TOEFL score required. So no, the answer is you don't need any English proficiency test if you are an Indian student. So English proficiency test score requirement is very much based on the nationality. University has waived off this requirement for Indian students, but if you are some other nationality, you might or might not need that. Again, we will be able to guide you on this if you're getting in touch with us. We have a separate team who takes care of international students and their requirements. So there is very specific help available for students from different nationalities, please. And also, if you are an Indian student, you won't need IELTS score at the time of visa interview as well. So some of you have been asking this question. Don't worry, we will not be asking you for IELTS or TOEFL scores throughout the program. So remain assured about that. Not even GRE scores, even that requirement is waived off by the university. Again, eligibility, like I mentioned, we need to see 120 credit points in your past education. It can be a combination of your existing UG plus maybe some diploma that you have done, maybe some other masters that you have done. It could be just your UG degree. If you are an engineering graduate, you 100% have 120 credit points. In case you are some other graduate, please reach out to us, share your transcripts with us over email or WhatsApp, and we will be able to calculate your eligibility from our end. Backlogs, there are a few questions. How many backlogs are accepted by the university? So again, the backlogs, if they are cleared, they might not matter. What would matter is your CGPA. So if you have a CGPA of 3/4, or like I said, even if you have slightly less, we might be able to work with you for NDS category. I will not, talk about NDS category right here, but please get in touch with us and we will be able to tell you all about NDS category as well. Cost of living in Arizona for 1 year is going to be $18,000 US. But again, it depends upon how you were living, right? I mean, I'm assuming that you're not going to be partying every single day, then it's certainly going to go up. But if you are going to live like, usual international students live, maybe use a shared accommodation, which are also absolutely good quality accommodations on the campus also, it's definitely not going to go above $18,000 US for sure. Priyanka is asking, how do we calculate credit points? So generally, credit points are very well mentioned on the transcripts that you receive from your university. In case it is not mentioned, we will be able to help you with that. Gurkiran, would you like to add something over here?
You already answered the question, Shweta. The credit points are already mentioned in your either the final transcripts that you get, the consolidated transcript by the university, or even on the semester-wise mark sheets that you get. If we are not aware of the credit points, we can definitely check with respect to the universities that you have done your graduation from, what is the credit points they offer. If still we do not get the answer, we can definitely go back and apply on the university portal, as there's no cost attached for applying. That's completely free of cost. We can apply to the university's portal and get the final update and answer from the university.
Right. And moreover, there is no application fees. So you can certainly apply and check your eligibility. I mean, university gets back to students who are applying via Great Learning pretty fast. And like I mentioned earlier, that we also follow up. So we make sure that you're getting your answer within 10 days or so maximum. There are students who are saying that we are not working right now. Can we apply? Yes, you can certainly apply. This program is very well designed for working professionals as well as people who are not currently working. And you have the freedom of, maybe taking up a paid internship or a full-time job in the first year. It's absolutely up to you. There are no application fee or charges that you have to pay to Great Learning for their assistance during the process. No, not at all. We have partnered with the university. We don't charge our students for the process and the assistance that we are providing at all. Even for the loan, education loan assistance, there is no charges from Great Learning. These are all value-added services for you, including the learning package that I was talking about. No charges over there. There is a question on who is going to be the faculty for the online platform, so online component. It's going to be University of Arizona faculty only who would be delivering this program to you since day one. This is not a pathway program where different faculty is delivering the program to you in the first year. No, there is going to be additional faculty from Great Learning's end, which is going to be industry experts, but that is all additional. When it comes to your core course content, that is going to be delivered by University of Arizona faculty in the live sessions to you. I hope this answers your question. Mr. Rajkumar is asking, he's from mechanical, he's a mechanical graduate, and if he can make it with this background. Yes, absolutely right. See, what's important is that you need to have a very solid purpose, especially mentioned in your SOP, that why you want to go for a degree program like this, why you want to switch your career to machine learning. So as long as you have those reasons, we do have a few applicants who are actually from mechanical engineering background. Maybe they took up robotics in their undergraduate, maybe as one of the subjects, or maybe they got exposed to machine learning later, and then that's when they realized that they would want to work, like I mentioned, Tesla, right? So that's a very good combination of students who are coming from mechanical engineering background and maybe want to study machine learning. So there is a use case. There are organizations who are looking for these kind of career profiles. So you're most welcome to apply. If you have all the semester mark sheets, yes, you would need final degree also. And you would need, in terms of transcripts, if you're an Indian student, you can apply the mark sheets and those will be considered. You might not need official transcript from your university, but if you have studied at an international university, then official transcripts from the university will be required by the University of Arizona. There is definitely chance for scholarship. I talked about the $2,000 scholarship in the first year that you would get if you're applying for the upcoming intake. In addition to that, there is something called a Scholarships Universe, which is a link by University of Arizona. You all will have access to that. Once you get the offer letter from the university, you can explore multiple scholarships over there based on your eligibility, whichever scholarship fits you there. These are all federal funded scholarships beyond the $2,000 scholarship that I talked about for the upcoming intake. There are quite a few non-IT students who are asking questions whether they can apply. Like I said, yes, as long as you have a solid purpose to switch your career to machine learning or data science in your SOP, as long as you have the score that we are looking for and 120 credit points, you can certainly apply. People from food technology, people from mechanical background, automation background, all of you are absolutely welcome. There are a few students who are asking that they are in final year right now. Will they be able to start the program? So the answer to that is you can apply to the program, but you may not be able to start the program before finishing your undergrad degree. You see, this is a master's degree, and which is why you need to have your UG degree before you begin the learning in your master's degree. In case you have finished your master's degree and in case you have finished your undergrad degree and maybe you are undergoing an additional diploma right now and you want to do this master's degree in parallel to your ongoing diploma or another master's, that is entirely possible. But the 120 credit points and your degree certificate from UG is absolutely mandatory before you start with the the batch, or before you start with your learning in this program. I guess we have answered quite a few questions, and Gurkiran has also shared our contact details in the chat box many a times. Please reach out to us. Our counselors will also be reaching out to all of you who have been asking questions today, who have attended this webinar. We will be, answering all your queries over phone and Zoom call as well. Again, the application deadline is 10th of March, and there are multiple benefits that we discussed. If you are planning to apply now, in the program, and because you can get started as early as March 27th with the program and then get to go to US in January itself, and you will have an entire year to work on your visa. You might be already aware that there is a lot of waiting going on when it comes to US visa embassy, right? So here in this program, while you're not wasting your time, you have already begun with the learning, and at the same time you have applied for your visa appointment. So in this long period, you get to go and you get to attend your visa interview and get to go to US as early as January, like I said. And then there is one student who was asking whether, because the first year is online, it's going to affect my visa chances. I think I already answered that question, that if at all you want to assess the entire visa process in a very logical manner, I told you the three pillars are basically your financial, your academic, and your intent, which is way more stronger through a format like this. There is going to be proofs which you can carry in terms of your transcripts, in terms of your offer letter and financial eligibility to the visa interview. And that makes you definitely appear as a more serious student who is going to US to finish the education and not to begin at a random university. Also, visa acceptance rate rate of University of Arizona is pretty high. It's about 95%. So you can totally imagine that your chances are absolutely bright when it comes to, and we will also be preparing you for the visa mock interviews and all of that. So we will be working very closely with you, because obviously, like I said in the beginning, your career outcome and your aspirations get fulfilled is as important for us as it is for you. So I hope that this session was useful, was helpful for you, and many of your queries were answered. In case there was anything pending, like I said, we will be reaching out to you very proactively. Pick up our calls, speak to our counselors, get your queries clarified, research from your end. We will also be sharing some material on the university, on the program with you. So please take some time out before 10th of March, take maybe this weekend, study the details, and then try to apply, and you would get your answers from the university. If you apply by 10th of March, you would be getting your answers by 20th March maximum, and you can immediately get started with the batch in the end of this March, because you don't need any changes in your current lifestyle right now. And along with the first year, you work on your visa process and everything. Once again, thank you very much. Thank you, Gurkiran. And although Prashant has left the session, but I'd like to thank him also again. You guys were very, very instrumental in making this interaction a success, and I hope it was helpful for our attendees as well. Have a good weekend, everyone. Looking forward to interacting with you further and helping you apply for the program. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.